Are you feeling sad, unfulfilled, and poor? Like your life is stuck in a perpetual economic and social downward spiral with no chance of recovery? Have your prayers gone unanswered as if the gods themselves enjoy watching you suffer? Don't be sad. Even friendless losers like you can carve out a path in Lich core. Come work with us in the sprawling synoptic tower in the heart of the city and enjoy mandatory job security for the rest of your life and your afterlife under the watchful gaze of our benevolent hyper-dictator, the CYBRLICH. We hire everybody. Workplace injury? We'll turn you into a skeleton. Healthcare? You won't need that when you're a skeleton. Retirement plan? How's becoming a skeleton sound? Forget your meaningless existence. Join in the chorus of the undead dirge at Lich Court, the only place that's hiring.
CYBRLICH is not only one of the most impressive upcoming first-person shooters I've personally gotten my hands on, but it was also Code Cleric's Game of the Show at PAX East 2025, which is pretty impressive considering we got to watch great stuff like Elden Ring Night Rain and Mafia the Old Country, and got to play a ton of stuff like Crimson Desert and a ton of incredible indies. Because we loved it so much, we actually nabbed a quick interview with the team behind it, Polyhedra Studios, and the PAX employees got really mad at us because we definitely weren't supposed to be doing that outside of press hours. The interview is great and has some top secret exclusive info, but before we get into that, let's talk about what this game even is. CYBRLICH is a high-octane, demonic, absolutely frenetic boomer shooter that's set to come with a full campaign, which has a really fun and compelling narrative that comes with a lot of over-the-top humor. The game's also going to have an arena mode where you take on an endless horde of enemies, including mini-bosses. It has a very loud, in-your-face visual style, which might seem hard to track at first, especially when you're just looking at it and not playing it, particularly this big, beefy HUD, but it's pretty readable when you get your hands on it. And at the times that it isn't readable, that's kind of the fun of it. There's just so much being thrown at you at any one time, so many animations and special effects, and just absolute maximalist production that it just gets your blood pumping. It's got the perfect punch and difficulty for a game like this, and even though it's got all this crazy anti-establishment energy with the satanic reload animations, and you gotta smoke weed to reload your weapon, and just overall it has this very Adult Swim-esque animation, all of which could come across as this Shadow the Hedgehog edgelord BS in a lesser game. The way it's used here is so tongue-in-cheek and self-aware that you really can't help but love this insane atmosphere that permeates through everything from the artwork, to the gameplay, to the narrative, to the music. It's all great. Now, before we transition over to the interview, which has even more exclusive information about the game, its inspirations, and when you can expect to get your hands on it, I just want to say that if you're new here to Code Cleric, consider subscribing. This is a brand new production from myself and Landon Hansen. You may have seen our personal channels before, and Code Cleric is where we're doing this joint venture where we have interviews, podcasts, exclusive content, and more. So if you want to see more coverage on new games, including our full episode on PAX, which will be available in the near future, subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see more of us. Let's hop into the interview.
The world is shit. Full of fakes, phonies, magic users. Me, I've been real as fuck my whole life. But there's just no place left in this world for a chaotic neutral barbarian with a GED. I'm at the end of my rope. Gotta make some moves. I gotta go to work.
We're here, PAX East 2025, with the best indie game around. It's wonderful. I'm curious, who are you guys? What's your name? What is your studio? And what is CYBRLICH?
I'm Peter Larson Schmidt. I am the art director and animator on CYBRLICH and the Death Cult of Labor.
I'm Clipper Arnold. I'm a programmer. I do the music. Peter and I co-write narrative. I do a million other things. We started this game maybe a little over a year ago. It's about a buff, meat-headed barbarian hacker taking on a big, evil, hyper-corporate CYBRLICH and his army of skeletons and undead minions.
First question, how much weed has gone into this game?
How much weed has gone into the game? Well, he smoked a lot of weed in this game. I mean, there's nothing better than getting a little high when you have to do the minute animations, cutting between piece to piece to piece, just like zoning out and going hard. Oh, it's the best.
I don't smoke. but it's a good bit just to have a guy eating cheeseburgers to heal you, smoking weed to heal your mental health.
That's amazing.
That's a new high score.
Let's go live.
Hey, new high score, 212, top of the leaderboard.
All right.
Sorry, what were we doing?
No, you're
Oh,
good.
it's just cheeseburgers heal your physical health, weed heals your mental health, just like in real life. We got that real life simulation.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it's kind of like what it's like working at a company if you've ever done that. It's just low key like this.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And yeah, we got the Employee of the Month sword. We got the Hellborn revolver that uses satanic blood magic to reload. We got the Conflagration potion, which is that shakeable Mountain Dew bottle that turns into a big bomb.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a boomer shooter through and through.
Yeah.
What games inspired you as a team, and what sets CYBRLICH apart from those games?
All right, so, I mean, old and new ones, Ultra Kill, Doom, Quake, boomer shooters of all kinds. One thing that we think is cool is to notice that in the 80s and 90s, the trend of the boomer shooter was the maze, the labyrinth, right? And then we saw things expand into a broader audience with Halo, Half-Life, bringing in that narrative experience. In this resurgence of boomer shooters, we see a lot of wave shooters, a lot of arena shooters, stuff like that. And we wanted to really expand on that by keeping the wave shooter, keeping the boomer shooter stuff, but also adding in a narrative experience. I got brought into FPS games because of Half-Life. That was the thing that brought me there. So having this narrative about a buff, meat-headed barbarian who, instead of delving down into a dungeon, instead is climbing up a skyscraper to kill his hyper-dictator CEO boss, who's automating the workforce through necromancy because skeletons don't need labor laws, they don't need breaks, they don't need anything. And our barbarian guy, he fucking handle that,
Yeah. They're being worked to the bone, literally.
Oh my god. I will say, game-wise, everything Peter said, but also, when you work on a project like this, you see it in everything. I was playing, PSP-era shooters the other day, and, just seeing what their door mechanics are and everything like that. And then we, a lot of us have played, Halo, Counter-Strike,
Yeah.
Overwatch, everything.
Yeah.
So it's just, and, the boomer shooters for sure, but you take design influence from everywhere. The burger, for instance, burgers heal you. That's Beautiful Joe. That's video games, baby. That's
It's Earthbound.
yeah, that's Earthbound. Yeah.
So you're in this monolithic corporation. It's literally the tallest building
Right.
surrounding. It's the only corporation, am I right?
It's the only place that's hiring.
The only place that's hiring.
Biggest, most evil mega corporation. They own everything.
It's
Yeah.
very tongue-in-cheek. It's very extreme. It's very anti-capitalist. I'm curious, why did you decide to go in this direction? Is there anything personal to this?
No. Well, I think it's okay, you're this big meat-headed barbarian hacker. The world is passing you by. It's changing. There's no longer a place in the world for people like him, for people like you, for people like me. And it's a question of whether or not, you join in Lich Corp, you go and send emails at your desk until you die and it's game over, or if you take the sword off the wall and carve your own path in the world. It's an extended metaphor about just survivability, scrappy shit, getting through, making some sort of difference, change, doing what you can with what you have. But it's also about eating cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
100%.
It's sort of the capitalist horror that we all exist under is terrifying and absurd at the same time. And so we wanted to make a game that was horrifying and absurd at the same time, a la smoking weed to get your mental health back, eating burgers to get your health back, fighting your skeleton coworkers. We want all that in there, but the feelings behind it is real. The story mode, we think, will have that. We want to keep it fun and accessible and artistic, but
100%.
Yeah, and I would say too, a lot of the narrative influence, at least for me personally, comes from just a general sort of existential angst or relation to labor in modern systems, and obviously it's fictionalized and hyper real and all that, but we talk about stuff all the time. Peter had pitched an idea a while back about the AI art director floor. And I don't know if you want to talk about that just a little bit.
Yeah, sure. It's a good example. So as you're going up, you keep hearing, don't go to the art department. No matter what you do, don't go to the art department. And you have to go. It's a contrivance. And when you arrive, it's an empty floor. It's totally dead. Maybe there's some drones or spider bots, but it's all just skeletons. Not even the undead go to the art department, right? And nothing human. And when you get to the end, you see Face from Nickelodeon, this gigantic screen of an AI art director. and like almost like a shoot 'em up for a second, it just fires constant projectiles of like Van Gogh and anime girls saying like, I can take on any style, no human can fight me, as you'd be jumping around the area just putting bullets into this screen. And then when you blast through, you kill the AI art director. What's on the other side? A 1999 iMac with a little emoticon on it that's like, don't kill me, I was just doing my job. You wouldn't kill me for doing my job. I can help you. And it's like, yeah, you can help me. You shove your hand in, blow it up, and then it explodes, and then you use the monitor with its cord as a flail, killing everybody with it. So yeah, the art director does help you out as a fucking dead husk of being a flail.
Yeah, and I think stuff like that, I think really spoke to like everyone on the team, because like obviously that comes from a very real place where it's like Peter works in an industry that is like rapidly being automated, and like human creativity and human craft is being devalued.
Yeah.
And like that's like, you know, just riffing on that, like making it fun, making it funny, but also like saying something that we actually like genuinely feel and care about is like a part of the whole ethos of the project.
So yeah, you mentioned you work in the animation industry, which is very, like we all know, it's kind of a little iffy, you know. And so this is like your first project that's you, like the one what's basically 100% you in association with the rest of the development team. And I'm curious, as the animator, animation's very one and done, like in like film and TV, where it's like you see the animation, that's it, you breeze past it. But in this, you're watching it go loop over and over and over again. You need to make animation cycles look cool and not have people get tired of it. I'm curious, how much of that went in? Like, how much of that did you keep in mind when you were animating?
All the time. I'd say like one of the really cool things about working on this was, in other animation in general, for most jobs, you're hired to be a chameleon, to do other art director styles, other illustrator styles. So it was amazing to just be like, let loose, to do my own thing on this project and to see this reaction. I want to say all that, but to what you're saying specifically about these loops you see all the time, it is a joy to be able to like really get down into the weeds, the minutia of every animation, to make sure that the lip ring twitches just the right way when you smoke that weed and you eat that burger, you know, to make sure that the cord on the Hellgun falls in this really exciting way, to find spaces to put randomness in. You know, when you shoot the Hellgun, there are 6 different smoke patterns that can come out of it to help keep it fresh. And that helps you hide the fact that the Hellgun going up and down is actually identical, but that looks good enough on its own with those extra little bit of smokes. You know, that's why when you smoke weed, I think it's 6 or 7 different quotes can come out.
Yeah.
When your default hands come up.
YOLO.
When your default hands come out, there's like 9 different options of hands, from middle fingers to the shocker to like the Vulcan, live long and prosper, you know, finger guy. You know, it's just all of these flourishes to add value to it, because you're going to see this stuff all the time, and I want you to think it's funny the whole time, you know?
100%. I love it.
It's been like this all weekend too.
Yeah, it's been cool.
It's awesome. Like how's that felt? Like everyone looking at your game and
amazing.
like just seeing it from like a bird's eye view, they're like, wait, what the fuck is that?
It's been amazing. We keep hearing people say that other people are talking about it, which is really fucking cool. Like, we've done some small playtests in New York, but like no big real premiere of the game anywhere. There's no demo out or anything. So we thought it would do well based on those demo tests and how people respond to it. But like, I would never have dreamed that we'd be doing this well. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, it's been really crazy. I mean, like, I was telling other people, like, I had aspirations of, like, playing another game or, like, sitting at some point, but it's just been chaos this whole time. But it's busy, and that's what we want, and people seem to be reacting really well, which is a good indicator. I did, like, after Saturday, which was the busiest day, I was, like, completely exhausted, too much caffeine. I did get a little emotional and just cried a little bit about, like, I don't know. It's you put a lot of yourself into stuff like this or into anything, really, and it's kind of validating when you get like a really nice response.
Dude, I bet.
So.
It's a wonderful demo. People obviously love it. But I'm curious, what does the final version of CYBRLICH look like to you guys? What is, like, where do you want the project to go from here?
I would say, I mean, like, we're pretty early in development in a lot of ways. Like, we've been on this a little over a year. We're a scrappy team of like 5 people in like apartments in like Brooklyn and Queens. Like, there's no fucking money in this right now.
No.
So we do want to go full time. We're here like talking to publishers, trying to figure out how money works, figure out the Kickstarter thing, figure out how we can do it full time and make the damn thing, because we feel it's extremely timely. We want to throw ourselves at it and put it out there. So like, I think roughly it'll be like a 24-month dev cycle, a couple years maybe, if we can get the funding and make that happen. And then the full game would be like targeting like 4 to 6 hours of like story mode. Just make it really over the top, maximalist, absurd, heavy shit. And then we are going to have like the arena modes too for people who can't get enough, want to hop in, get some gameplay going.
And like, you know, those are the two things will pay off each other, right? Like, so beating the story mode will unlock arena modes that then you can beat to unlock other versions of the story mode, allowing for this kind of like, you know, quick experience that you can keep coming back to and like expanding on.
I will say also like the full game experience, just like narratively and like aesthetically speaking, is like you're climbing the tower to get to this big evil CYBRLICH, and like I don't know how much we want to talk about, but like
there's a lot of ideas we have. Like the art director is one of them. Like
that's not but that's like at a very, we can't really talk too much about.
That's totally fair.
I
I want some mystery in it. You know, I don't want to know everything.
We also like we're building it as we go to some extent because like we're trying to hit the goals as we do them. You know, like
totally.
But we are kind of overdue for, at least internally, a big talk of like, okay, we have all these ideas. How can we Lego brick them together? You know what I mean?
For sure.
But we just overall want to make it like big and punchy and like not ease up on the satire, just go as hard and pulpy as we can and make it an exhilarating experience from start to finish.
Gotcha.
You know?
Just a couple more questions. So you guys mentioned you want to crowdfund this, right?
It could go a couple different ways. That could be a part of it,
Okay.
If the publisher doesn't sweep us off our feet, then that seems like the good way to go.
It's like video games development is non-linear, right? Like it could be, there's a world where this is fully crowdfunded. There's a world where a publisher does it, or like some combination of those, some none of those, you know. There's a lot of possibilities. We don't know.
We just really want to go full time, so we're looking at everything we can.
Definitely.
And we do what we can with what we have. Hit the opportunities hard as they present themselves.
So what can people do to help you guys go full time right now? Plug your shit.
Great question. Pre-save the Kickstarter. We're probably hoping to go live with that with the first public demo in like 3 months or so, maybe a little more. That would help us a lot to have those pre-saves so we can hit the ground running really hard with that. Look, keep an eye out for that public demo. It's going to have everything we have here, plus a little bit more refinement on the story mode side. Also, wishlisting the game on Steam always helps.
Yeah, of course.
Also, Instagram, Discord, get on there.
Yeah, wishlist, Kickstarter, Discord, any socials, whatever.
We'll have that all in the description of this below. So if you guys need direct links to it, we got you.
Swag. But also, we're just really happy, like I said, to see the reaction here. It's been really great. And like, talking to people like yourselves, seeing all the high score players keep coming back up in those high scores. I don't know.
It's replayable. That's the best part about it. It's endlessly replayable, which is what, I mean, even with the story, like that's what you want to hit.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Like, it's awesome that you guys are capturing that like people are addicted to the gameplay loop so far.
We're staying with Peter's friend Billy, and his brother Steve is in town, and we gave Steve a build of the game on a flash drive, and we came back at midnight and he had the game.
He was playing the fucking game.
Let's fucking go.
He was like, I just got 370. It was like, oh shit.
Nice.
I said, you're doing it? And he goes, yeah, it's really fucking fun.
Yeah,
it's so fucking sweet.
We watched Blade 2 the other night as well. That was sick.
Yeah, that was unrelated, but also kind of related.
Vaguely related.
If you like Blade 2, you'll love our game.
If you like Blade 2, you'll love Blade 1.
Yeah.
You will not love Blade 3.
You won't like Blade 3. Yeah.
God, that movie's ugly as sin.
Yeah.
Well, also has, if you cut Ryan Reynolds out of Blade 3, it becomes 30% better as a movie.
Does it really?
Yeah, he fucking sucks.
We don't need to talk about it.
We don't need to talk about it. We're talking about video games, baby.
Listen,
we're out here.
Do you guys have any final thoughts before we head out, or?
No, just thanks so much.
Dude,
like,
of course.
y'all are great. This has been great. Thanks for, helping us promote the game.
Yeah.
Of course, dude.
Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for playing the story mode. It's awesome. Thank you.
It was really nice meeting you guys. Just take care. Good luck. This is awesome. And yeah, we'll stay in touch.
Cool. Thanks.
Cool, man.
Cool.